Tonight at Tropicana Field, the Rays will try to pull even on what will be a 10-game homestand. 7 games in, they have won 3 and dropped 4. Beaten soundly last night by the Kansas City Royals. And tonight, Game 2 of the 4-game series between the Rays and Kansas City. If you're in the neighborhood, feel free to drop in. They are. Hi again, everyone, with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Todd Callis will be along in just a few moments here for Rays baseball tonight. The Rays suffered a big defeat last night. They'll send Matt Moore to the mound, and Matt is trying to square things away after 2 subpar outings.
He's trying to get back to the first 11 starts where Matt Moore was otherworldly. He had an 8-0 record during this time frame, an ERA of 2.18, and he was just, the opponent's average 178, dominant with his stuff. When he was in the zone, he was unhittable, and even when he was out of the zone, he was able to come back and make big pitches when he needed to, being led by, of course, that big fastball, the curveball, which has really emerged as a put-away pitch for him, and then, of course, the changeup. However, the last 2 starts have been a struggle for Matt Moore. First of all, in Detroit, had a hard time finding the zone. He walked 6 batters in 2 innings, and then when he did find it, the Detroit Tigers were able to capitalize. Against the Baltimore Orioles, a little bit different story. Had better command as far as throwing strikes, but he was wild within the zone, and the Baltimore team that had done nothing off Rays pitching the first 2 games really came out swinging the bats and got to Matt Moore pretty good. So he will be looking for a clean slate, go out against this Kansas City Royal offense and dominate tonight.
Matt did not face them in the 2 games they played over in Kansas City. Had a no decision against the Royals a year ago, giving up 10 hits in 7+ innings. The Rays have been limited to just 1 run the last 2 nights after posting an 8-3 win here 3 nights ago. They really need Evan Longoria's run-producing bat to be hot. Todd Callis addresses that when we return.
Rays getting ready for the Kansas City Royals. The Rays started out this homestand 2-0, but they've lost 4 of their last 5. In 3 of those games, they've allowed 10 runs. A little unusual for Rays baseball. Offensively, though, Evan Longoria seems to be hitting a nice little groove as he's not starting tonight at third base, but he's in there as the DH. And our Wendy's Now That's Better moment, you'll see that Evan Longoria late in May struggled a bit. And then more recently, he's been much better. When we caught up with Evan Longoria, he said this is part of the reason for his results.
I mean, I've gotten some results, but I'm still grinding away. So, it's just there's ebbs and flows to every offensive year, and it's such a long year that, when you go into those little slumps, you try not to get too far down on yourself. And like I said, I got some results and started feeling a little bit more confident, and hopefully we can start to really break out of it and drive in some more runs.
So Evan hopes to be back in the field, maybe on the next road trip, just taking a couple of days off the turf. He'll be in the DH role, though, and he'll be in the Rays lineup. With that lineup in the first pitch, Dwayne Statz and Brian Anderson ready for all the action when we come back in 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Enjoy it right here on Sun Sports.
His numbers so far this season in a big way, winning all 3 meetings, outscoring Tampa Bay 27-11. Tonight, left-hander Matt Moore goes to the hill in search of win number 9 this season. Welcome back into Tropicana Field. The Rays looking to stop this Kansas City ball club. They have been a streaking team. In tonight's game, we're participating in the Home Run Challenge. Tonight, every home run in this game raises $12,000. You can make a pledge by going online to homerunchallenge.org. It was Kansas City, courtesy of Eric Hosmer. And eventually, Elliott Johnson belting the home runs last night. Here is the starting lineup for Kansas City, presented by Sweet Bay Supermarket. Alex Gordon again leads off, followed by Eric Hosmer, and then Salvador Perez, the catcher. The DH hitting cleanup is Billy Butler. Lorenzo Cain in center hits 5th. Miguel Tejada 6th. The third, Jeff Rain 4. In the lineup in right, Elliott Johnson again plays second base, hitting 8th, and Alcides Escobar, the shortstop, hits 9th.
Now taking the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays going to be left-hander Matt Moore. Season numbers brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida, making his 14th start, looking to get back into the win column. He's got plenty of those with 8. It's been a struggle the last couple of times out for Matt, but the stuff is still there, and those numbers still overall very good for Matt here in 2013. Let's take a look at the defense as it lines up behind Matt. In the outfield, left to right, Fold, Jennings, and Joyce. Across the infield, third to first, Johnson, Escobar, Zobrist, and Loney. Jose Lobaton will be behind the plate.
There's Joe Maddon along with Jim Hickey trying to figure out this Kansas City puzzle, dropping 2 over in Kansas City and then dropping last night's opening game of the 4-game series 10-1. We'll have an opportunity to chat with Joe Maddon live in the top of the 4th inning tonight to get his perspective on what has been transpiring and hoping for better things tonight.
I think you're going to get him too. Matt Moore coming off of 2 subpar outings, and you know his choice of walk-up music at home too gets you fired up. So everything is rounding into place here, Dwayne, for a big night for the Rays. And if you want to know what that walk-up music is, then you're just going to have to come out to the yard when he pitches.
Well, here's Ned Yost, the manager. He is back. His daughter married last night, so he's back at the helm of this Kansas City ball club. Chino Katahia managed last night. Ned Yost, I think, wrote out that lineup before he went to Georgia for the wedding, and it seemed to work out just fine. The Rays trying to take care of that lineup tonight with Alex Gordon leading off, and the first pitch is a strike call. That first pitch presented by Pinch a Penny. First pitch strike, something that Matt Moore is attempting to improve upon. Been below 50% for the better part of the year when it comes to first pitch strikes.
He's actually been able to creep it up over the 50% mark, but still it's the lowest first pitch strike percentage in baseball.
And he hits Gordon. Pitch coming in to the left-handed hitter, and Gordon will head to first.
Matt Moore, first 2 pitches away. Now he wants to come in, establish that fastball in, and this one just runs, stays in, and gets Alex Gordon right on that right elbow. And that has been really the issue the last 2 starts in different ways. The command issues. Had complete lack of command against the Tigers. Walked 6 in 2 innings, really struggled. The last ball game, he was throwing strikes, but no command within the strike zone, and Baltimore Oriole hitters made him pay.
There's Eric Hosmer, another left-handed hitter. The pitch down and away. And when we've seen Moore struggle, it has been on that side of the plate.
Well, he's Kansas City running out 2 lefties here to start this ball game right off.
Way high there.
No, that's what you don't want to see. And what we saw last year was every once in a while Matt Moore would get into these funks where he would lose his command, and it maybe take a couple hitters for him to get it back. He's been much better this year in being able to rein that in quicker. You hope that's the case here after the hit batsman and then a couple of pitches way out of the zone.
And he's behind Hosmer, 3-0. Well, we're only a handful of pitches in, but enough to be a little concerned with this starting point. And he misses to walk Hosmer, and 2 men are on.
Well, what's concerning is that, first pitch fastball strike to start the game off, and then missed off the plate away, then tried to come in, went way up and in, hit a batter, and then those 4 to Hosmer, lefty on lefty, and really not even threatening the zone. Here's the 3-0 fastball right here. He's just trying to throw this out over the plate. That ball ended up down and in.
Moore coming off allowing 9 runs, 8 earned in 5 innings in Sunday's loss to Baltimore. And he misses high to Perez. So after that first pitch strike, 7 consecutive pitches out of the zone.
Well, he tried to get back in the zone there with the changeup, and even that pitch, the release point is off.
Fastball fouled back. That pitch up to Perez.
Yeah, we've seen hitters from time to time where it looks like their swing starts to become mechanical, where they're feeling for the baseball rather than taking a nice healthy cut at it. That's what it looks right now with Matt Moore, trying to find that release point instead of just, you know what, once his motion starts, you know, be aggressive and deliver that ball to the plate, almost like he's trying to feel for the perfect release point.
1-2, and I would imagine, BA, that it's difficult in a pitcher's head like that because he goes out there hoping to have that rhythm, to feel that.
Yeah.
And when he's missing his spots that way, he starts to think, I would guess, there's something mechanically here that I've got to make an adjustment with. Then he starts to get mechanical.
Yes. Now what you have to do with that, if you're trying to make the adjustment yourself, is you in your mind say, I got to make sure I do these couple things. That's why you see a pitcher take a walk around the mound. You gather those thoughts then. When you get back up on the rubber, it's the pitch and the spot, and that's it. You got to wipe the slate clean. Clear the mechanism, if you will. And I will.
Well, you're hoping by the time you're back on top of the mound and ready to make the next pitch, you're feeling it more than thinking it.
Yes. Well, listen, this sport, any sport at the elite level, if you're out there thinking, you're done. You are done.
Popper into shallow center. Zobrist out after it, and he makes the catch. So that'll be the first out.
Nice pitch here by Matt Moore. Down, down, down in the zone, and Perez goes down right off the end of the bat. Little soft pop up to Zobrist.
Would you say he was a little more fluid in that delivery?
With the weak pop up? Absolutely.
Here's Billy Butler. Here's the DH. Pitch too low. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, to get back to that, the feeling versus the thinking role, I guess Yogi Berra was right when he said that he couldn't hit and think at the same time. And I guess that applies to pitching as well.
It's true. It really is true. I mean, you can think before, but once you get up there, it has to be simplified in a hurry. And all you're thinking, get up on that mound, you've gone through what you need to do mechanically, and then you look in there, you get your sign, you get your location, and that's your only thought is executing that pitch, and you've just got to go through with it. If you're thinking your way through the process, it's not going to be very smooth, and it's not going to be very successful.
One and one to Butler. Gordon at second. Hosmer at first. And there's a strike off speed.
I like this right here. Matt Moore just with the slide step changeup. Simplify everything and just play catch with Lobaton.
And in a bit with the fastball. We'll square it at 2-2. Here's another look.
Well, 1-2. He's trying to close him out in. This ball just a little bit too far off the plate, but with being up in the count 1-2, that could still serve a purpose. You can come right back in there. You can change up, down, and away. You can do just about anything you want here.
And there's a fly ball into left center field, dropping in front of full. The run will score. Throw comes up the line. Gordon crosses the plate. Butler drives in his 35th run, and the Kansas City Royals take a first inning lead.
Well, that's what hurts is the first hit that you give up. You're trying to go away. This ball ends up back in, and Billy Butler did not catch this clean. This may even have broken that bat. That ball just kind of floated out there in left center field, but the first hit plates a run because of a hit batter and a fourth pitch walk who's now over on third.
Yeah, and maybe a broken bat that got in there because Butler's so strong.
Yeah, extremely.
Here's Lorenzo Cain. Upstairs. Fastball in at 91. The Royals happy to have Cain healthy. He lost a good part of last year with a number of injuries. This pitch by him, and it's 1-1. They like his athleticism, and the Royals also like the bat. Hitting a little over 280 right now. They think he's got some pop in his bat.
Well, he's definitely got some pop in his bat. He is a fastball hunter. Getting better, with his swing on breaking balls, but he definitely, center field, good speed, improving defense. I think he can handle the stick. There's a lot of pieces here, and you know what? The 3 games that we've seen him.
It's hard to imagine that they're 2 games under 500.
Really?
Fouls the fastball back. A good rip. Because all we've seen them do is win. They're 3-0 against the Rays. They won 8 of their last 9 now. They're getting great pitching.
Well, the month of June, 12 games. They've given up 3 earned runs or fewer in all 12. Team ERA is under 1.5.
Little tap back to the hill. Throw to second out there. Run's going to try to score, and he is out at the plate. Hosmer trying to slip home, and Lobaton put the tag on him. So the double play, a bit on the unconventional side, but the Rays get it done. Out at second, out at home. His young left-handed starter, Matt Moore. Rays got out of that top of the first with just 1 run being scored by Kansas City. Rays lineup presented by Sweet Bay Supermarkets. Matt Joyce, Ben Zobrist, and Kelly Johnson. Evan Longoria, James Loney, and Desmond Jennings down the middle with Sam Fold, Jose Lobaton, and Yunel Escobar rounding out Maddon's lineup. Luis Mendoza on the hill for Kansas City. And the pitch to Joyce is a ball.
Let's take a look at Mendoza's numbers this season, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida. 1-3, 4.19 earned run average. I'll tell you what, since May the 8th, he's had 7 starts and just 1 win, 1-2. The ERA very good at 2.93, and has given up 3 earned runs or fewer in all 7 of those starts.
There's a shot off the bat of Joyce. Well hit, deep, and gone. Home run for Matt Joyce to tie this game.
Well, 2 starts against the Rays, so this is already going to push Mendoza's ERA over 9 against this team. They got to him pretty good out in Kansas City in a game that actually the Royals would come back and win. But Matt Joyce quickly here, a ball right out over the middle of the plate. Matt Joyce has been swinging a hot bat. Shows no signs of slowing down.
Third career leadoff home run for Matt Joyce. Ben Zobrist takes a pitch down. Well, in that game, Mendoza pitched against the Rays in Kansas City. Joyce, Zobrist, and Scott all hit home runs in that game.
How about this?
Inside, 2-0.
Yep, fastball in. How about it?
Yep. And what else?
He's given up 5 home runs to left-handed hitters. 4 via the Rays.
Yep.
Well, and this guy, I'll tell you what, he keeps it about as simple as a starting pitcher can. To right-handed hitters, he's fastball, curveball. To lefties, fastball, curveball, occasional changeup. So you force him into some bad counts, and you start to have a real good idea of what he's going to come with.
Well, Zobrist ahead here, 3-0. There's the home run he hit off him in Kansas City. It's a strike, and it's now 3-1. The Rays jumped to a 2-0 lead in the first inning of that game on the first day of May in Kansas City, when Joyce and Zobrist went back-to-back with home runs in that game. And this time, Joyce draws the walk. So the Rays with a base runner and nobody out, and a run already home.
A great start here for the Rays. You know, they had that stretch where they scored 7 or more runs in 4 straight games. The last 2 games, they've been held to just 1 run in each on 6 hits. Both tough losses. I've equaled that already. 2 batters in. Actually, the first batter.
Now Kelly Johnson. It's a strike. Zobrist bluffing a start off first base. Mendoza 8-10 a year ago, most of that as a starting pitcher. Covered up by Perez. It's 1-1 now to Johnson. Mendoza had to earn a spot. He was in the battle in spring training for the 5th starter spot in their rotation this year. Made 25 starts a year ago and 5 relief appearances. The first, and is back in there.
And he's coming off a very good outing. Did not pick up the win, but his last start came against the Astros. He went 7 shutout innings, giving up just 4 hits, 1 walk. So he comes in throwing the ball well.
Ball 2 to Johnson.
He's put himself into bad counts right off the bat. Behind to Joyce with a home run. The walk to Zobrist. Now 2-1 on Johnson.
And he has not been an easy man to run against. 3-1. 7 caught stealings against him last year. 7 steals and 3 pickoffs in the mix. Johnson lifts a fly ball to the left field side of center, and Kane is there. That's the first out, and we'll get Evan Longoria to the plate. Well, Evan again, the DH tonight. A little plantar fasciitis at work here with Evan, and so he's confident in the next couple days, particularly with a day off coming Monday for the travel day up to Boston, that he'll be fine.
Yeah, that's one of those injuries, different degrees of plantar fasciitis. When you get to that severe stage, it can be extremely painful to move around. Obviously not there, but more of an annoyance right now. You hope you can get it out of there with the off day, with some treatment, get that thing calmed down, get him back out to third base.
Looks at a strike. Pitch coming in, a fastball jamming Longoria as he fouls that one out of play, and he's behind in the count. Rays 3-4 on this homestand. They won 2 of 3 from the Orioles, lost 2 out of 3 to the Red Sox, and dropped the game last night here to Kansas City. Toss to first, back in over there, Zobrist. Joyce homered. Zobrist has walked. 1 out, and Longoria down in the count, 0-2. And a block by Perez. We saw him be very active behind the plate last night. The young catcher's very good at that, and throws well.
Yeah, good side-to-side movement. Very active. It had to be last night with Urban Santana's slider.
And again, 2-2. Breaking pitch away from Evan in the dirt. Paying a lot of attention to Zobrist. Swung on and lifted toward left center. That's got some carry. Kane to the wall. It's going to bounce off the top of the fence, in play. Zobrist heads to the plate. The relay throw not in time on the double by Longoria. The Rays take a 2-1 lead. Well, that patented Longoria carry.
Well, and it should have been. This was a hanger here. Mendoza yanks a couple of breaking balls and then leaves this one right out over the plate. And that's the thing. He is fastball, and that ball, boy, right off the top of the fence. That was very close, but Ben Zobrist, he's watching this, going to see, can it be caught? Can it be caught? He's got to wait. Now you turn it on. That ball was deep enough and actually kicked back towards the infield, so that gives him time to come around and score to give the Rays the lead. Like I said, these right-handed hitters, they know what they're getting. And really, that looks more like a slider than a curveball, but regardless, fastball slider, that's the combo you're getting from the right side. And Evan honed in and drove one.
And James Loney hitting over 350 with runners in scoring position. 354. He's 10th in the league. Trying to get Longoria home from second here. Only the other way, slices it out of play.
I'm sorry, but that was too good. It was a good attempt. I think it went hands face or hands shoulder. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Gonna make a catch for the. Oh, dome. He got domed. Right to the guy in the Yankee shirt.
Pitch is down 2-1.
Do you just head home now?
He's pretty stoic in the aftermath of that.
Yeah, trust me, on the inside, he's livid. Livid.
Did you send your personal representative down there?
No, why?
You didn't see the jersey?
No. Get out of here.
Fly ball back into right field. Francoeur makes the catch. Yeah, there's an Anderson jersey down there. We'll have to check on it.
It's personalized for him. Well, what was the number on it?
19.
It was?
19.
Maybe that was the break-in.
Hey.
We think we found the guy that broke into my garage.
There you go. See there?
Look at him.
Huh?
That was the last shirt I ever wore, Dwayne. The last spring training jersey I ever wore.
There you go. See?
Actually, I wasn't 19 though.
You weren't?
No, I was 17.
Oh.
I was 19 with the Royals. Maybe it was a little hybrid jersey.
Taking the best of both worlds.
Likes the number, but prefers the Rays.
Yeah. There's a strike to Jennings. Jennings at 247. So he'll try to pick up Longoria here with an extra run. Rays have 2 home in the bottom of the first. The count is 1-1. Strike at the knees. A fastball. Kansas City scored. Alex Gordon, who was hit by a pitch, scored the run in the first. Joyce homered in the bottom of the first. Zobrist walked and was doubled home by Evan. And Jennings could not hold. He's out on strikes to retire the side. Rays settled for 2. They leave a man. Matt Joyce with his 13th home run catches Longoria in the home run department. And Evan drives in his 40th run with this double. before they took the lead. So we know that that pitch is going to come in around anywhere from 84 to 90, and off the bat 96.9.
Definitely left the batter's box quicker than it came in. Quick enough that that guy was way late on his reaction time. Tell you what, the fans having a hard time right now with the hand-eye. It's early, though.
It's early, that's right. They'll get used to the environment, make the adjustment.
Well, listen, we've seen visiting players come in and have trouble with the roof. Same with the fans.
Miguel Tejada taking a first pitch strike. Tejada again back there at third base tonight. Drove in a run with a double in their big inning last night. Two and one. Francoeur next, and then Johnson. The Rays and the Royals play here at Tropicana Field tonight. The Orioles entertain the Boston Red Sox in Baltimore. Shortstop, and Escobar comes up with it. So that is out number one. Well, the Rays talent pool is growing, and for that, let's check in with Todd Callis. Todd?
Dwayne, thanks, with Riley Unroe. And Riley, first of all, congratulations. Second round pick, 60th overall. Tell us about your decision to sign today. How excited you are.
Excited-wise, I've never been more excited in my life. This is a great moment in my life as well for my family, and I'm just honored to be here, and it's incredible.
Guys, you probably know his father, Tim, played in the big leagues for a number of organizations. Tell us about the deal that your dad had with you in terms of signing.
When I was 10 years old, on our way back from a Little League game, he made the deal that if I don't get drafted in the first 2 rounds, I'm going to college. And unfortunately, I got drafted in the 2nd round by the Tampa Bay Rays, and we made the decision and decided to come play pro ball, start my career.
You had a chance to go to USC as Jeff Francoeur bats with 1 out and nobody on. When it came right down to it, you're only 17 years old, but it was important for you to start playing professional baseball?
Yeah, the Rays gave me the option, or they gave me the chance to start my career as well as the chance to go back if anything does happen. And they really showed their confidence in me and that they're going to take care of me. And it was really important to me and my family. And, yeah, it made the decision a lot easier.
Your dad has been through this before. What advice has he told you about what to expect from this point forward?
Everything. From lock up your stuff, go to bed, eat healthy, go to bed at a decent hour, eat healthy, and just control what you can control as well. That's what Joe Maddon just told me too as well, which was really cool getting to meet him. So yeah. What's
the next step? Where do you go?
I go to Port Charlotte tomorrow morning, and then I think I suit up for the first time Sunday.
Guys, it's Riley Unroe, 2nd round draft pick, switch hitting shortstop. He's starting his professional career at age 17. Back to you.
All right, and conducts an interview very well.
Comes from good stock.
Yes, he does. He's got major league and professional baseball bloodlines, and that's always something that helps.
How exciting.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it?
How exciting. 17 years old. I know I never would have been ready at 17 years old. But you know what? That's what's going to happen. Go down to Port Charlotte tomorrow. Already getting started. Suit up on Sunday, and then it's every day. Day in and day out. The grind, the work, and the adventure that you go on in your desire to get to the big leagues.
It was a great deal he made with his dad when he was 10 years old, and he worked toward that. So we'll keep an eye on his progress and certainly wish him the very best. He appears to be equipped and ready to start his professional career. Yeah. Now he's directing traffic down there.
Yeah.
Now and protecting himself at the same time.
Yeah. He wants no part of it. He already got one black and eye.
There, trying to come in with that 2-2 curveball.
Just stayed up.
Well, maybe it did. It's
That
up, but
yeah, that's where Fox Tracks gets a little crazy.
3-2, and Elliott Johnson pops it up. Escobar from short makes the catch. 1-2-3. A much better second for Matt Moore. 2-1 Rays. Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. When cancer strikes, strike with CyberKnife. Available at Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. Sam Fold will open the bottom of the second inning. And the pitch is a little wide. Sam will be followed by Lobaton and then Escobar against Luis Mendoza. Bounce a fastball back. He had a pretty good pitch right there. Sam getting a start for the second straight night. He was in left field last night. Now he's behind in the count. 1-2. Fouls a fastball. That went in around 92.
That's about the range that you're going to see. You've seen one at 89, the rest in that 90-92 range.
Bouncer to the right side. Mendoza has to cover, and Fold hustling down the line. It's out number one.
That's why it's so important as a pitcher on that ball to the right side that there's no hesitation. You get a guy, especially from the left side, who's going to hustle out of the box, and it can get to be close in a hurry. Here it is, out in front of the breaking ball, and now you see you got to go. And he did exactly that. You still saw close play. And you wonder right there, too.
Yeah, there's a little issue here. And the Kansas City training staff will come out. Ned Yost.
Let's take a look and see where this. He's like, no, I'm fine. I didn't want to come out of the game. Here it is. Right there. I think that was the giveaway. His teammates, at least, and then that brought out Ned Yost.
Well, we'll see here in the next pitch or two.
Well, you'll figure out in a hurry, because everything, whether it be hitting or pitching, starts with the foundation, and that's the legs. There's something wrong down there. It will reveal itself quickly.
Lobaton. First pitch to Jose is a strike. Lobaton comes in hitting .283. Rays catcher's been on a nice run, both at the plate and behind it, for the better part of a month now. 2 balls and a strike. In that Boston-Baltimore game, Chris Davis hit a home run. Last time we checked, it was 1-0 Baltimore in the bottom of the second. Rays start the night still 5 games back. A little piece of that pitch, a foul ball. And that is strike 3. And Lobaton, the second strikeout posted by Mendoza in this game. In tonight's game and all season long, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports. And Joyce is already connected tonight. He'll hit if Yunel Escobar can get aboard here in the second inning. Chopped to short. Alcides Escobar throws out Yunel Escobar. 1-2-3 go the Rays. We go to the third. 2-1 Tampa Bay. Brought to you by H.H. Gregg. We're moving on to the third tonight here at the Trop. Matt Moore on the hill. Matt touched for a run in the first inning. Came back with a 1-2-3 second. The Rays put up 2 in the first. So they lead 2-1. And Alcides Escobar will lead off. Escobar the number 9 hitter, their shortstop. Gordon and Hosmer will follow. Escobar shoots it foul back at third. He is, by the way, 3 out of 3 with a home run against Matt Moore.
Yeah, I was going to say, you do not want to go to sleep on this guy. Both of the Escobars down in the 9 hole. Don't let the position in the lineup fool you.
Takes strike 2. Gordon next, and then Hosmer back to the top side of the order. And Escobar out on strikes. 3 pitches, takes care of the Kansas City shortstop. Let's check in with Todd once again. Todd?
Dwayne, thank you. I am with Private Dustin Glowacki of the U.S. Army. This is Flag Day. It is also the celebration 238th birthday of the Army, United States Army. Dustin, thanks for joining us. Special day for a lot of recruits out there, wasn't it? Yes. Tell us about what went on with the ceremonial.
We're sworn in, and it was really, something special to do for us.
We also, as you see, a fly ball towards right field. Matt Joyce will camp under it in fair territory and make the play for the second out. We also saw a special rappel session before the game. This is kind of a moment, like a special moment for a lot of young men's and women's lives, to kind of their first step into being in the U.S. Army. Take us back to when you went through that.
Well, when I first did it, it was in December when I enlisted, and it was kind of a big change of moments there, because it was kind of what my plan was. Instead of going to college, I'm going to be enlisted. So.
Guys, we have Dustin here. We have an entire section, 143. A lot of the recruits earlier today are all sitting in this section and in the section behind me. So congratulations to all our new recruits taking the ceremonial oath of office. You can all wave that way. There you go. All right.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. And thanks to those young men and women. 1-1 to count here to Hosmer. Rays welcome the U.S. Army recruits at their symbolic oath of enlistment before the game. 1-2 the count to Hosmer. Escobar struck out. Gordon hit the fly ball to right, and Matt Moore is in front of Eric Hosmer. Ground ball for Zobrist at second, and it's again a 1-2-3 inning for Matt Moore. Matt Joyce will lead it off for the Rays in the bottom of the third after hitting his first inning home run. Zobrist and Johnson to follow.
3-1 now. And, of course, last night Joe Maddon talking about the starting pitching and expressing his dismay about the way the starting pitching has performed this year. He sent out a tweet after the game that kind of reflected that. He said, you know, we're having too many glowing things about our middle relievers, our starting pitching deep into games with the lead. That is our DNA. And Dwayne and BA looking forward to Joe Maddon joining you next inning.
Yeah, we'll be chatting with Joe in the fourth. Now, alongside Davey Martinez in the Rays dugout as Matt Joyce gets ahead in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Hosmer at first, taking this one unassisted.
Nice job by Luis Mendoza following the lead of Salvador Perez. He called for that sinker, which was the swirling one, and told him, I want this thing down. Make sure you concentrate down. He throws it, executes it, and gets exactly the result the Royals wanted.
Yeah, that was the antithesis of the first at bat for Matt Joyce.
Well, and that's what happens when that sinker gets elevated. Like any guy that relies on, you know, an 89 to 92 mile an hour fastball with late movement, they want a lot of ground balls. Once that thing starts to come up in the zone, it's amazing how it just flattens out and becomes quite hittable.
Zobrist walked his first time, a 1-0 count right now. 2 balls, no strikes. Mendoza finds the zone right there. Been 1 of 3 against Mendoza. That hit the home run. He's drawn now 2 walks off him. It is ahead in the count, 3 balls and a strike. And there's another walk. Drawn by Zobrist. He'll go to first with 1 out. That'll get Kelly Johnson up there. By the way, Rick Odioso does such a great job in the statistics end of this operation. Did a little research on Riley Unroe, Arizona Big Schools Player of the Year at Desert Ridge High in Mesa at 553. Second in Division I with 10 home runs, and he stole 25 bases. That out of a switch hitter.
Yeah, you got to love, and the fact that, you know, shortstop, and we see a lot of the times in the draft where the Rays will go for the shortstop, may not end up at shortstop, but this is an athletic kid. That's where you're going to put your most athletic infielder. Good hands, good range, can run more than likely. You know, he's got just a lot of tools out there to play shortstop, and that can translate to almost anywhere on the field. And then to boot, you get a switch hitter that can run. You see why he was drafted so high. The Rays are so excited to have him in the fold.
1-1. Boy, there have been some great players who started with those credentials.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. And a lot of players started at shortstop, as you point out, and they wind up all over the place. A lot of them are good outfielders. Play shortstop, a good shot at playing somewhere on the infield, if not short, because of the athleticism. 1-2 the count to Kelly Johnson.
This Rick Odioso fellow that you speak so highly of, you have to introduce me at some point to him.
Yeah, that's right. You need no introduction there. This pitch is down.
Are you telling me that I'm not for him?
No, you need no introduction. You're very well acquainted with this young man.
That's okay. Yeah, I don't ever refer to him by his full name. So you threw me with the formality.
Over to first, back in is Zobrist. Well, I mean, he is a consultant for you.
He is, but see, Rick Odioso, I just go with REO Speedwagon, and I'm done with it.
Yeah. Well, that's why you need no introduction, because you're so informal with your relationship with Mr. Odioso.
I see some of the stuff that he passes to you from time to time.
And he has some great stuff.
It's top notch.
Yeah.
Top notch.
Kelly Johnson out on strikes right here.
Now, a top notch pitch here from Mendoza. We've seen him start to get this slider going here against the Rays.
Here's Evan Longoria, who doubled in. Well, right now is the difference in this game, giving the Rays a 2-1 first inning lead. Batting again in the third. There's a strike. Strikes the count, a foul ball. Up and down in the count. Orioles have added a run. They lead 2-0 on the Red Sox. Bottom of the third in Baltimore. One ball, two strikes. Longoria been in there every day for the Rays. He's the only Rays player to start every game so far this year, and DHing the last couple days now. Jan down to short. Escobar to Johnson for the force. So that retires the side. We'll be chatting with Joe Maddon when we return in what is a 2-1 Rays lead. To the top of the fourth inning, the Rays holding a 2-1 lead, and we're grateful to have Joe Maddon join us in mid-game here in the fourth. And Joe, thanks for your time while you're at work down there.
Our pleasure, my pleasure.
You know, we had to ask you. You know, Matt Moore made this start, had a little issue in the first inning, and you had a little sit down with him in the dugout at the end of that top half of the frame. What went on there that you can tell us about?
Well, primarily just to, first of all, try to simplify things a little bit mentally. If you watch, of course, he throws out of the windup. He throws out of two different kind of stretch positions. He's got all these different moving parts. I say if you could just mentally kind of simplify things right now, number one, that would be great. And the next thing I reminded him about, as I said, you're 24. He corrected me, 23. I said, you're a 23-year-old pitcher in the major leagues. Have some fun. And hopefully he's going to have fun the rest of the night.
Yeah, he won't be 24, I think, until another 4 days,
yeah.
right?
Oh, is really that close?
Yeah, I think it's that close, so you weren't that wrong.
He thought I was insulting him then.
Good to get him focused.
Absolutely. So far it's working. We'll see how it carries out.
Hey, Joe, one of the highlights of our day when we come to the ballpark is checking out the lineup, because it can get interesting in a hurry. So what you can allow yourself to tell us a little bit about how you go about putting together a lineup outside of the Chamber of Commerce luncheon day.
Yeah, you're always looking for some outside help. What I primarily, honestly, it comes down to Longoria hitting fourth. And the way I describe it is we're just trying to feed Longo. So I want to put high on-base percentage guys in front of him, and I want to have him protection behind. James Loney, I think, is the key to the whole thing, because what he's done this year so far, being so consistent in the 5-hole, has made the other team actually pitch to Longo. Furthermore, if you get a couple guys on in front of him, it becomes very uncomfortable for them. So feed Longo and protect him with Loney. I think that's the key. And then after that, as an example, I really thought at the beginning of the season I wanted to keep him in one spot just for his own sake of mental consistency. Started out, I think it was in the 6-hole. I love him in the 9-hole. I think he's very relaxed there. He's been very productive, hitting the ball hard, etc. The surprises have been probably the 8-hole with the catchers, whereas both of them have done pretty well offensively this year. The 7-hole's vacillated a bit, and with Desmond in the 6-hole right now, heads up right here. This is a nice play to make. Very good.
Escobar takes care of Perez.
So again, it's all based on Longo in my mind's eye daily, to feed him and then protect him. And also the other kind of interesting component right now is Joyce hitting 1, because 7, 8, 9 have been so productive getting on base. He's leading it off, setting the table, as well as cleaning it up. So I like him in the 1-hole.
Yeah, it's amazing how you do that. You'll put a guy, Joyce, up in the leadoff spot. He immediately responds. You dropped Jennings down. He responded. And then every once in a while, for a day or two, you'll flip-flop them, and they continue to respond.
Well, part of it is, you look at the conventional wisdom with a lot of this stuff. Desmond should be a leadoff hitter, just looking at him. But until he really gets more consistent getting on base, just because he's fast doesn't mean he should be a leadoff hitter. If he's not getting on base consistently enough, then it's really counterproductive to the rest of the lineup. Whereas even though Matt might not be as fast as him, he gets on base often, and so does Zobrist. Look at Zoe with the walk again right there. When Zoe could really be in somewhat of a mired in a little bit of a slump, but also help us because he'll work in that bat, he'll take his walk, he'll accept his walk, etc. So that's what I think about when I'm putting it all together. It's not about the 1-hole hitter just being fast or the 2-hole guy being able to move a runner. That's kind of like historic right there for me, and that's not the kind of game we play here.
And Joe, being a former catcher, talk a little bit about the progress that you've seen from Jose Lobaton, even during the course of this season.
Well, it's been incredible to watch. And again, I'll say this. It's been great scouting on the part of Andrew and the boys upstairs, because they've been on him for a while, liking him when we got him from the Padres a few years ago. So a lot of this is just good old-fashioned scouting. I think he's just maturing. He's at the point now where he really is a lot more comfortable here. He's actually joking a lot. He's having a good time. And I think a lot of that has a lot to do with him playing better, the fact that he's more relaxed. And beyond that, we have our catching guru here right now, Jamie Nelson, the assistant to the hitting coach. And Jaime's been on him a lot, too. I think his blocking's really improved. His arm strength has come back up. And I also believe calling the game. I'll tell you one thing he does as a quarterback back there. He really follows game plans well. If you give him something to work with prior to the game beginning, he'll carry it over into the game. And for all those different reasons, he's gotten better.
Joe, we'll let you go. I just want to say that after that little conversation with Matt Moore, there are a lot of folks who have a lot of young people they'd love to sit down and talk with them, because it's really working out well for Matt Moore.
Just have them stop by the second inning tomorrow.
All right.
See you guys.
Thank you so much. Joe Maddon with us here right in the middle of the 4th inning, and we appreciate him sharing that time with us. And boy, I'll tell you, Moore now. Of course, he got the double play ball to get out of the first, but a 1-2-3 second, a 1-2-3 third. He's retired the first 2 men here in the 4th.
And it started with the fastball, getting it into better spots. The curveball has followed suit. The changeup's been good. Looks like a completely different pitcher after that first inning.
A 1-1 count to Lorenzo Cain. Simplify things. That's the message.
The stuff is there. the game plan is set. Go out and have some fun. Let your natural ability take over and stop thinking so much.
He says, you know, you're only 24. I'm 23.
Yeah.
Let's get that straight.
Perfect distraction. Get him focused on being ticked off about his age and not about his mechanics. He goes right to dealing.
2-1 now. It's inside. 3 balls and a strike. And there's ball 4. So a 2-out walk sends Kane to first base. Yeah, he'll be 24 on the 18th. So we'll make a special note of that. Miguel Tejada about to step in. Moore got him on a ground ball to short in the second. First pitch strike. Opens with a fastball there. The right side, that's out of play.
Dwayne, I got to tell you, I'm getting some concerned texts about the break-in to my garage. And let me just say that there was absolutely no break into the garage. It was just
taking artistic license.
Well put.
There you go.
Rick, thanks for the card.
A 2-strike count. You mean REO?
REO. That's right.
Little tap back to the hill. Moore with a toss to first. Walk, no harm done. A man left. Bottom of the 4th coming. 2-1 Rays. Colors. We will not see Shields on the mound, but we will see Wade Davis in this series. This Kansas City pitching has been very good. As we make that our Toyota trend, pitching in June, the Royals are the best.
Well, 9-3 in the month. The team ERA 1.49. The starters 1.73. The bullpen, they've given up just 1 earned run in their last 25 2/3 innings. 5 for 5 in the saves. They have led the charge for this Royals ball club, and Irvin Santana right there was very good again last night. So is that guy, J.C. Gutierrez.
James Loney leading off in the bottom of the fourth. Takes the pitch too low. You heard Joe Maddon talking about Loney and putting Longoria fourth, and what Loney has meant to the lineup as well. 1-1.
And you can imagine the different combinations that you would see from Joe Maddon if you don't see enough already. If James Loney's not having the kind of year that he is, he's been able to stick him there right behind Longoria for the majority of the time.
Into center field. Kane is there and makes the catch. Yeah, it's kind of fun, as we discuss when we get to the ballpark, to see what the lineup will look like that night. And it's also fun to, in a loose sort of way, keep track of what's gone on with the lineup. Here, Matt Joyce, Matt's having a great year. And when you look at where he has hit, he started in the lineup in every spot except the eighth, and he was a late replacement in a game in the eighth inning. Actually hit a home run out of the eighth spot. So he's hit in every spot in the order. He started in 8 out of 9. Desmond Jennings behind in the count.
You know how many players would not be able to do that?
Oh, absolutely.
Forget about every spot. A couple of different spots, they'd be annoyed.
Yeah.
But this is a team where Matt Joyce can go lead off, hit a home run, go drop him to 9-hole, hit a home run, back to lead off. I mean, no one complains. No one says anything. Everybody comes in. My name in the lineup, is it not? Go out and play hard that night and be ready to come off the bench.
Yeah, their role is a day-to-day matchup role.
Roll with it.
Yeah, roll with it. That's pretty good. 2-2. The other one that I think is really interesting, the 7th spot in the lineup. Every hitter has been in the 7th spot except Longoria and Zomas. Everybody else at one point or another has hit 7. Another tap. If that stays fair, there's no chance. Ball hits the turf and it's going to stay fair. Despite hitting that turf, it decided to take a Rays roll. And there's a base hit for Desmond Jennings.
It was going to have to kick hard off that turf because there's a little bit of an angle there, as you can see. Right there, okay. Starts back, it just doesn't have enough momentum. Forget it. I thought it was interesting during Joe Maddon, as he was talking about how he constructs his lineup conceptually. Very interesting how he talks about the on-base percentage guys up here, how he talked about Desmond down a little bit, Longoria, protection for him, and he even said the 7th spot, it's been kind of, there's been a lot of guys rotating through there. Yeah. You bear that out.
Well, here's Sam Fold. He's hitting 7th tonight. And he puts down a bunt. Perez out in front, fires to first. Jennings moves into second. So that'll be a sacrifice for Sam Fold. So Sam officially 0 for 1.
Giving himself up to get Jennings into scoring position, and Jose Lobaton at the plate. That's the one thing that Joe Maddon did talk about, is the 8-hole has been somewhat of a surprise because of the production of Jose Molina and Jose Lobaton, who's approaching 300 with his average, and of course Jose Molina not far removed from that great stretch he was on.
Yeah, and why not bunt the guy into scoring position for Lobaton? He's hitting 360 with men in scoring position. He's been really fun to watch.
He really has. It's one thing to see a guy make a lot of progress from the end of one year to coming into spring training and the next season. Like, wow, this guy's made a jump. Yep. You're watching it right now in the first couple months of a season.
Yep.
That's what you typically do not see. A guy may improve over the course of a year, but it's subtle. This has been really jump out at you improvement in just a couple of months.
Yeah, and you really don't know which came first, confidence that allowed that improvement or that improvement that led to the confidence. But it's working out whichever came first. He has been a definite asset to the Rays, hitting and catching. Bouncer deep first, gloved by Hosmer. He'll make the play unassisted. The Rays are out in the fourth. On to the fifth. 2-1 Tampa Bay. On the Kansas City Royals in the second game of a 4-game series. Matt Moore struggled a bit in the first BA, but has settled in nicely since then.
Well, he certainly has. Hit Gordon started off, and then Billy Butler able to come through with an RBI single. Then here, the nice double play to get out of the inning. Eric Hosmer trying to steal one for the get out of the way. Matt Moore makes the tag, and then guess what? He has started to put it together. The curveball, a couple of strikeouts on that. The fastball's gotten better. The changeup right there has been very good, and Matt Moore has found a little groove here, and hopefully he can continue to ride that the rest of his outing.
How about that? A 21-pitch first inning, and there was cause for concern. And the little sit down with Joe Maddon. It's all good. Jeff Francoeur opens the fifth. And the first pitch strike. He got ahead of Francoeur 0-2 in the second. Struck him out with a curveball. Soft little liner into left this time. And a base hit falling in front of Sam Fuld. Change up for the base hit.
And Matt Moore's like, really? His change up down in the zone. Francoeur picks it right off the dirt and just flutters this ball into left field. This pitch is. The only thing that gave him a chance is it ends up close to him, so it ends up being a little golf shot. Soft serve into left, leadoff hit.
Elliott Johnson, the hitter. Johnson shoots it toward the corner and left. Fuld will have to play the carom, and it kicks away from him along the base of the wall. Francoeur scores. Johnson's going to go to third. The game is tied, and Elliott Johnson continues to be a grand nemesis to his former teammates.
It's really a remarkable thing. I mean, Elliott Johnson is taking it to the Rays. Another pitch, it was down, but it was close to Elliott, and he just shoots this thing, and then off the side wall. Elliott Johnson really out to top speed rather quickly, and then with the benefit of that ball bounding away from Sam Fuld, he's able to get over to third base after having knocked in Francoeur.
That's his first triple of the year. He's at third with nobody out. Alcides Escobar is the hitter. He chases a fastball out of the zone. Strike one.
Matt Moore's got his work cut out for him here to keep Elliott Johnson at third, and this is where it becomes about the process. One pitch at a time. Not going to be able to retire all three hitters on one pitch, so you just have to knuckle down, max out your effort and your thought process on every pitch you throw from here on out.
2-0. Up and away. There's him out in front. So it's 1-2.
Good arm speed right there, and Escobar, the swing was gone before the ball got close. Now is when Matt Moore can go for the strikeout.
It's fouled up the right side.
Let me rephrase that. Of course he can go for the strikeout now, but this is when you start thinking about the strikeout. You can't think about it on the first pitch. Once you get to 2, now what can I do to bury this guy, keep Elliott at third, move on to the next hitter.
Escobar hits it on the ground, one short hop off the glove of Zobrist. That little low liner, that short hop Zobrist, and Johnson scores to make it 3-2.
You know, and if Ben Zobrist comes up with that cleanly, and that was going to be a difficult play, Elliott Johnson was hanging at third for fear that Zobrist may catch that on the fly. And so you had a chance there to pick that and still get the out. Watch Elliott. You got to hold. Got to hold. Ben Zobrist comes up with that cleanly. He's going to throw Elliott out at the plate or take the out, looking back, take the out, and he'd still be stuck there. But that ball off the thumb of the glove, base hitting another run.
So Jim Hickey out there on the hill with Kansas City taking a 3-2 lead. Or just from an auto stop foolproof stat, you can see the streaky nature of this Kansas City club. 14-10 in April, then a May swoon, 8-20, but no June swoon. They're 9-3 there, and a big part of that May came at home when they struggled. So they've taken the lead here in the 5th inning tonight. Still nobody out. Alex Gordon at the plate. Pitch too high. So Francoeur and Johnson have scored. Broken bat. Fly ball to right. Joyce there to make the catch for the out. And the bat winds up in foul territory down beyond first. Rusty Kuntz, the first base coach, retrieving what was left of the barrel end of that bat. Now Eric Hosmer about to step in. Ball, no strikes. First pitch curveball to Hosmer. Up the right side, headed for the corner. Good carom played by Joyce. They're going to stop Escobar at third. Nice job by Joyce with that ball careening down there toward the right field corner. And I tell you, pretty good job by Hosmer to get to that pitch, too.
Absolutely. Watch him pull the hands in. This ball wants it away. That's been the problem with Matt Moore tonight. The couple of times he's missed pitches trying to go away, and they've ended up in. And Hosmer yanks those hands through quickly and is able to barrel up that baseball, shoot the corner. But Matt Joyce, a nice job at getting to it and keeping Speedy Escobar at third.
11th double of the year for Hosmer. Second and third, one out. And here's Salvador Perez.
You see that infield about halfway. Not all the way in, but certainly enough to make a play.
Perez swinging over that changeup, strike one. Perez, a .390 average coming into this game with men in scoring position. 0 for 2 tonight. Popped out in the first, grounded out in the fourth. Pops this one back foul, out of play. So Moore quickly ahead. Escobar is at third. Hosmer at second. And a base hit into left. Escobar scores. Hosmer stops at third. And Perez on an 0-2 pitch drives in the run to make it 4-2. And boy, that 0-2 pitch, the Rays have been victimized by that this year a lot.
Again, Perez does a nice job of following this 0-2 curveball down in the zone. And look at him, just a little wispy swing, trying to put that ball in play with the infield drawn in a hair, able to get that line drive out over the outstretched glove of Escobar, extend their lead.
So a 10-game hitting streak for Perez, but he drives in a run with it to make it a 4-2 game and get Billy Butler up there. Pitch inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Butler takes it the other way. Foul. 1-1.
Here we go again with one of those innings for Kansas City. 5 of the first 6 hitters have reached via the hit. Scored 3 runs. Still have a threat here going. And where's the Kansas City struggle offensively? Because I don't see it.
Well, they came into this series 13th in the league in runs scored, but you couldn't prove that if you ask the Rays. Pitch is down. By the way, Rays pitching has given up 54 hits this year on 0-2 counts. How about that?
Yeah, that hurts.
2-1 now. Perez just drove in a run with an 0-2 base hit.
And I don't necessarily think that in an 0-2 count you have to waste a pitch. You know, there's the thought of, well, 0-2, you know, thrown out of the zone, see what's Jay. You know, there's got to be a rhyme or reason to it. You have to have, you know, a pitch set up, and certainly you can take it out of the zone and see if they'll reach and chase it, because you are way ahead of the count. But when you have given up that many hits in an 0-2 count, that just speaks to lack of command against hitters that are just looking to put the ball in play and they're finding holes.
Into center field. Jennings will make the catch. Hosmer tags. He will score. And just like that, the Royals have built a 3-run lead. It's now 5-2.
Boy, just that quickly. That's how quickly. That's the thing about this game. I mean, it can turn around in a heartbeat. Matt Moore had the rough first inning, was seemingly in control from that point on, and then all of a sudden Kansas City has jumped up for 4 quick runs here in the 5th.
Lorenzo Cain. Low and in. behind Kane, 2-0. And he's behind Kane, 3-0. Kane, the 8th man to come to the plate. Last night for Kansas City, it was the 6th inning. And ball 4. So the Royals will send at least 9 men to the plate here in the 5th inning.
Well, if you look at those, the last 4 pitches for Matt Moore, there have been 4 different finishes. You know, as he's delivered the ball to the plate, the first one, the leg just kind of comes up and hangs there. The second time, it comes over almost as an afterthought. The third one, he kind of yanks down and in, and the leg comes over. There's just no consistency to the finish in Matt Moore's delivery. Therefore, there's no consistency with the command of his pitches.
Miguel Tejada's in the batter's box, and the Rays going to get the bullpen up. There's a shot down toward the bullpen. Scott Kersey, who just got up, he's going to do the receiving down there, and had to protect the bullpen a little bit by deflecting Tejada's foul ball. Tejada's grounded to short, gone out pitcher first. Our man REO's doing a little follow-up on the 0-2 hits. The Rays now allowing 54 entering today. Houston would be next with 50. Oakland 47. The fewest, the Yankees and Pittsburgh, only 23 0-2 hits from the Yankee and Pirate staffs.
Oakland, another one of those staffs who's very good, but have a lot of strike throwers, so that would tend to be reasonable. You just don't want to be at the top of that heap.
2 strikes here to Tejada. 2 men on with 2 men out. And Tejada is out on strikes. 9 men come to the plate. Kansas City has built a 5-2 lead. Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Let's Let's go places. Bottom of inning 5 coming up from Tropicana Field. Luis Mendoza now has a 5-2 lead. His mate scored him 4 in the top of the 5th. Here's Yanel Escobar leading off the Rays half of the inning. Pitch a little close in on the hands. 1 ball, no strikes.
Now this is answer time. This is answer time. Enough.
Two and 0. Escobar out short to first in the 2nd inning. Rays got 2 runs, both in the 1st. Escobar way ahead in the count now, 3-0.
Well, base runners is what it's all about now, and Escobar that hitting out of that 9-hole. Great to get him aboard as the Rays come around for the 3rd time.
3-1.
And that's really where it has started to go south for Luis Mendoza. When you look about his numbers through the lineup, pretty good. The first time through 271, 222 the second, but into the 3rd it jumps up to 322 as teams start to get onto his routines.
Chopped down to Tejada. That's the first out in the home half of the 5th. And with that, we'll again check in with Todd.
Thank you, Dwayne. I'm with Jamie Edmondson, the girlfriend of Evan Longoria, and little baby Elle, just 4 months old. Jamie, first of all, Bark in the Park's coming up on Sunday. Tell us how the Rays' wives, girlfriends are getting involved in this event.
Yes, we're doing our 2nd annual pet food drive to benefit Pet Pal Animal Shelter, something that Evan and I started last year. It goes along with his Home Runs for Homeless Pets project that we raise for each one of his home runs. And we are collecting dog and cat food to help benefit the shelter. Starting 2 hours before the game, 11:40 start will be, and then through the 2nd inning. And it'll be up in the TBT party deck, which is where the Bark in the Park is taking place. And myself and some other players, wives and girlfriends, will be helping collect food for the shelter.
It is an awesome charity. You guys have always been involved, as you said, with Evan's home runs in helping out pets. It's a very important cause for you.
Yes, we love, we have 3 dogs, 2 of which are rescues, so we like to help and give back to our furry friends when it's possible.
So we have this Sunday coming up, and just in case people can't make it, it is Father's Day, 2 days away. There is another opportunity later in the year.
Yes, if they're not able to come and help us out this Sunday, you can join us on August 18th for the final Bark in the Park. That'll be held here at the stadium, and you can help us out at that time.
Very cool. And little Elle has the greatest baseball cap I think I've ever seen.
No, she's a little bit tired, but let's see if she'll cooperate. Hello.
She didn't get her nap today, guys, but she's hanging in there right now, looking for a Rays comeback. Back to you.
Well, that could be a start right there. Joyce into the corner with that one, on his way to 2nd with a 2-base hit. 11th double for Matt Joyce. This one comes with 1 out in the 5th inning.
Well, again, 3rd time through, it has been Mendoza's undoing, and Matt Joyce stays right on that breaking ball. Follows it right down, lets that thing come to him, and then shoots it right up the right field line. Just fair.
In steps Ben Zobrist, who twice tonight has walked. Pickoff play at 2nd. Oh, he's out the call. Joyce picked off 2nd base. Lance Diaz on the call. And the Rays, just as soon as they get that base runner, they lose him.
That hurts. Good accurate throw, though, by Mendoza. And you see that Escobar catches the ball right on the bag. Watch this bang, bang. Catch, hand. I think that was the right call. I mean, he could not have put that ball in a better position. And Escobar caught that ball right on top of Joyce's hand.
Now Zobrist lifts the fly ball to left. Caught by Gordon. And the Rays are finished in the 5th. On to the 6th, 5-2 Kansas City. With a run in the first, driven in by Billy Butler. Alex Gordon hit by a pitch. Butler with a base hit into left center, scores Gordon. Rays answered. Matt Joyce hit his 13th home run of the year in the first. And before the inning was over, Evan Longoria doubled home Ben Zobrist to make it 2-1. But a 4-run 5th inning triple by Elliott Johnson scores Jeff Francoeur. Escobar singles home Johnson. Salvador Perez with a base hit to drive in a run. Billy Butler's fly ball got Hosmer home to cap a 4-run 5th inning. So it's 5-2 as this game moves into the 6th. Jeff Francoeur will open this inning against Matt Moore. Matt has made 88 pitches through the front 5. This is Francoeur taking ball 1. One and one. Red Sox batting in the 6th, trailing Baltimore in Baltimore 2-0. Blue Jays put up 4 on Texas in the 4th in Arlington. It's 4-0 there. Yankees on the West Coast taking on the Angels. Going to run the count to 3-1 on Francoeur. The Yankee Angels game will be Andy Pettit against C.J. Wilson. It's not going to start for a little over an hour from now. And ball 4 inside to Francoeur, a fastball. So Francoeur trots to first, and we'll check in with Todd.
All right, Dwayne, our AT&T Twitter poll question of the night. When do you think Will Myers might be up with the Tampa Bay Rays? Here are your choices. Hashtag TB1 within a week. Hashtag TB2 before the All-Star break. Hashtag TB3 after the All-Star break. Hashtag TB4 not till September. Hashtag TB5 not till next year at the earliest. Tweet your votes to @SunSportsRays, guys.
All right, thank you very much. Francoeur at first with Elliott Johnson. What to do with Elliott Johnson? single, a home run, and a single last night. An RBI triple and a run scored tonight. That's a strike. How about this? The Rays making Elliott's season so far.
I mean, astounding. Just astounding. Really good analysis.
True. And a base hit through the hole. Francoeur goes to second on the base hit.
Number 2,
Two men on with nobody out. Here's Escobar. Shortens on the bat, takes the pitch down. His bullpen will get busy. Moore is in the mid-90s in pitch count. Jamie Wright up in the bullpen. The bunt is bunted foul toward the on-deck circle. 1-1.
Kansas City not content with the 3-run lead, trying to move runners up. Escobar down in the 9 hole, trying to do that to get Gordon here up to the plate.
For Kansas City, coming into this game 5 out in the American League Central, trailing Detroit. They're a half game back of Cleveland, trying to get to 500, starting the night 2 under. Or upstairs again.
Just having trouble getting the ball to the areas that he wants. One Francoeur, a few pitches that missed badly, then the hit to Johnson. What else is new? Elliott. Now 3-1 to Escobar, who's trying to give him an out.
And he sends a fly ball to center. Francoeur back to tag. And the throw's headed towards second as Francoeur advances to third. And it's first and third. So first and third, 1 out, and Joe Maddon comes out of the dugout here with the Rays down by 3 and Kansas City threatening with men on the corners. Time now for the Metro PCS call to the bullpen. Sports brought to you by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Visit your Honda dealer for great lease and finance deals on fuel-efficient Hondas. And by Checkers. Feast on. Matt Moore in the Rays dugout after 100 pitches. 5 in the third innings. He allows 7 hits, 5 runs, responsible for 2 on as he leaves. And he departs in favor of Jamie Wright. 4 walks and 4 strikeouts among the Matt Moore line tonight. Alex Gordon against Wright. The move to first base. Johnson, the runner over there. Francoeur is the runner at third. And a close play at first. Back in Johnson.
Jamie catching Elliott in between steps. Almost got him.
And the breaking ball down and in. Maybe was in the game on Wednesday against Boston. Red Sox won that game 2-1. He was the third of 6 pitchers in that one. And a strike at the knees. 1-1. Another toss to first, keeping an eye on Elliott Johnson. There goes Johnson, a pitch swung on and out of the mitt, in and out of the mitt by Lobaton. So that's a stolen base for Johnson. Contact by Gordon. No foul ball, just a straight swing and miss.
Now that ball right into the webbing of Lobaton, and as he came up ready to fire to second, that ball flipped right out the end of the glove. Now the only, not a good thing, but the only recourse here is now with the 1-2 count, Jamie Wright. Opportunity here to try to pick up the strikeout. That would help out immensely.
And there it is. Curveball strikes out Gordon. 2 outs. And the infield in for a moment there. Can now drop back.
Well, you had to bring him in, but you were hoping for this result right here. Now you got second and third and 2 outs. Now all you're worried about is retiring the hitter. He can hit you a 399-foot fly ball to the wall. Retire him, and that's it. The lead stays at 3 for the Royals, and you go to work offensively. No easy task, though, here with Hosmer to play.
Hosmer has a walk and a double tonight. He homered in the 7th inning of last night's game. 1 ball, no strikes. Hit the ball out to left center, and he has some pop that way. It's only his 3rd home run of the year. Curveball has come in handy for Jamie Wright.
His last few outings, it's been a great pitch, and he able to start that pitch off the plate away and create enough of a
downward spin where it's late, sweep it onto the plate. He comes from a high angle.
And there's a bouncer to second. Zobrist takes care of that. 2 men left in scoring position. Bottom of the 6th coming, 5-2 KC. Strand 2 base runners, still 5-2 Kansas City. Raise baseball at Tropicana Field, perfect place to host your group event, whether you're getting a group of friends together, entertaining clients and employees. Tropicana Field, the place to be. For more info, visit raisebaseball.com or call 855-GROUP-TB. Well, there's Kelly Johnson leading off against Mendoza, and he takes the pitch for a strike. Kelly came into the game with 3 hits and 5 at-bats against Mendoza. 0 for 2 tonight. A fly ball to center and a strikeout. Foul ball at the plate puts him down in the count 0-2. Mendoza had a shaky first, but has pretty much settled in beyond that. Fly ball to left. Alex Gordon makes the catch. 1 away.
Well, he hasn't been doing anything special. What we've seen is that the fastball's been located a little bit better, and the slider has really come along. And he's been able to work that down and away to the dirt against the righties and sweep that underneath the swing of the lefties.
Evan Longoria. Evan has one of the runs batted in for the Rays tonight. Takes a strike. Rays scoring both of their runs in the first. They grabbed a 2-1 lead. There's a line shot past Tejada's glove and into left. Evan, the sharp line drive is aboard.
Evan does such a nice job of getting his hands through the zone. You know, they start up high. He starts with that slightly open stance, get a real good look at the pitcher and his release point, and then he's ultra quick with those hands. And he's able to rifle that ball into left field. Base hit.
James Loney. Ball, no strikes. fly balls for Loney tonight. Two and 0. The Rays need a couple of hits and a run or two to reinflate this place. 2 balls, no strikes. And a chopper to second. Johnson, they get the out at second and the out at first. Johnson, Escobar to Hosmer. We're through 6. It's 5-2 Kansas City.
Into the top of the 7th inning, the Royals lead the Rays 5-2. Let's take a look at Matt Moore. This is against Lorenzo Cain. This was a 4-pitch walk, and really you're going to see 4 different finishes. Right there, the leg does not even come around. He misses badly. Here's the 2nd pitch. The leg up high, comes around almost as an afterthought, ball 2. Then you're going to see the 3rd pitch. As he comes through, the leg much lower there, comes around. You see him kicking at the dirt there, and then the other one. Leg kind of in between and comes over after an afterthought. You know, you right there, you can really see 3, maybe 4 different finishes on 4 pitches, and then you wonder why there's some consistency issues with command. That's one of the issues right there. You want every pitch, no matter where it ends up, every pitch looks the same, and those were 4 pitches in a row. It's not like we had to go pick and find those.
Perez leading off the inning here in the 7th with a fly ball to short right. Jamie Wright on 1 pitch retires Perez. It's going to bring up Billy Butler. Well, it goes back, as we discussed earlier, and you made the point, it's a field situation out there for him to maintain that consistency.
And that's what it is. And those are the things that you work on in between starts. Those are the things you work on when you're playing catch with teammates, is getting everything in sync all of the time. It'd be like, you know, if a hitter, you know, had 3 or 4 different swings or 3 or 4 different finishes. You know, sometimes you do that based on the count, where the ball is. You know, you're gonna, you know, Salvador Perez, the base hit that he got on the 0-2 curveball. That's not his normal swing, but he had to make an adjustment down 0-2. As a pitcher, you know, throwing pitches, just trying to throw a strike, 0-0, 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, everything should still look the same then. There's no adjustment to be made where you're going to change mechanically and not have a consistent finish.
Yeah, well, the difference between the pitcher and the hitter's in a reactive position, and the pitcher's initiating all of that.
So he needs to be the same each and every time. That, you're absolutely right. Great point. Let's change seats.
2 strikes the count to Butler. This one is down. The ball, 2 strikes. Action in the Rays bullpen. That's Kyle Farnsworth. Jamie Wright came on, got 2 outs in the 6th inning to strand 2 Kansas City runners. count to Butler. That evens it. The Rays beaten last night by Kansas City 10-1. You can just feel the combination of frustration and disappointment. It's off the glove of Wright, deflecting to Zobrist to get Butler. It's out number 2. Sunday the 16th, the Rays play the Royals, and kids 14 and under receive Jeremy Hellickson headphones presented by Metro PCS while they last. Listen to all your favorite music with these, including the Imagination Movers. Will be performing a post-game concert that day. Visit RaysBaseball.com for more info. Here's Lorenzo Cain. A couple of walks to go with a double play ball. Pitch is down. Moore worked 5 1/3, gave up 5 runs, 4 coming in the 5th when the Royals sent 9 men to the plate. One nice little pitch cutting away from him.
Yeah, lengthening the break on this cutter. Jamie Wright, 87 miles an hour, and this thing just takes off. That's borderline hard slider.
Fly ball to right. Joyce makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3-7. 7th inning stretch coming up. 5-2 Kansas City. Bat in the bottom of the 7th. Here's tonight's pitching performance presented by Volkswagen. Luis Mendoza, 84 pitches through the front 6, limiting the Rays to just 2 first-inning runs on 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, a couple walks. See what the Rays can do in the bottom of the 7th against him.
Well, after that first inning, he has really tightened it up, making big pitches. And that 2-0 pitch that he was able to retire James Loney on the double play to end the 6th was impressive. You know, Longoria shoots the ball to left field, and then you could see Mendoza go into the mode of, I'm going to throw 4 pitches right to the bottom of the zone or below it. You almost get the feeling that if Loney takes, he'd have walked on 4 pitches down. He was looking for that ground ball, and he got it. And the Royals cashed it into the tune of 2 quick outs to end the inning.
Yeah, he's content to walk Ben until he throws a double play ball.
I mean, that's what it looked like. I mean, he really looked like, I'm just going to stay down there and you're going to swing eventually.
2-1.
He's done a much better job. That's the other thing that he's done. Not only getting a little bit more sharp with his pitches, but keeping the ball down in the zone, which is where he needs to live to have success.
There's a shot, base hit, past third, up the left field line. Jennings on his way to second. Well, the Rays need a couple of those to breathe some life back into their attack. Down 5-2. Mike Moustakas down there at third base. Saw that ball shoot right by him.
Now this ball in the inner half, and Desmond Jennings just rips the hands through. And Moustakas, because of Jennings' speed, look at him playing even with the bag, has no shot at that. He probably wouldn't have had a shot at it anyway. That ball was hit so hard, but no chance with him being even.
Well, Luke Scott will pinch hit for Sam Folds. Sam 0 for 1 with a sacrifice, and Scott's in here 3 for 4 against Mendoza with a home run. And he takes ball 1. Luke had been struggling, as you know, really struggling with the bat. He pinch hit in the 7th inning last night and stayed on to play first. He had a double and a single in those 2 at bats.
Well, he looked like didn't look like he did. He turned his swing loose last night.
He takes a cut and misses.
And that's totally fine. You know what? Let's swing the bat. And there's a blast right there that he had off of Mendoza. And that's what you want to see out of Luke Scott. You know, just like we talked about, you know, with Matt Moore, any pitcher that's out there struggling mechanically, you can't think about it while you're out there doing it. You just have to clear the mind, get in the box, pick out a pitch, and let it rip. And that's what we saw him do last night to the tune of 2 for 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Nasty breaker here by Mendoza. Drops that right to the outside corner. Tough pitch.
Yeah, Luke says, really? You know where I've been the last couple of weeks? So I get a couple hits last night. Now you're going to make that pitch?
I read his lips. That's exactly what he said.
1-2 now. And a high chopper toward the middle. And Escobar can't field it cleanly. Everybody's going to be safe. Jennings to third. And Scott aboard. Well, that big chop gave Scott a chance, and Escobar could not handle it cleanly.
This reminds you of what Joe Maddon says about putting the ball in play and giving yourself a chance. By doing that, and that ball being chopped high, Luke Scott hustling down the line right here. Boom, now you know you got a chance right off the front edge of the plate. And as Escobar tries to barehand it, he can't do it, and the Rays runners on the corners with nobody out.
And a pitching change coming on the Metro PCS call to the bullpen. Aaron Crow. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gold Coast Honda dealers. All the fun begins at 3:30. And from the fan cave, the George Brett Pine Tar prank. Then Alex Cobb and Jeremy Guthrie square off. Evan Longoria's hot bat, topic of discussion on tomorrow's pregame show. And now the Rays face Aaron Crow.
Good pitching matchup tomorrow. Believe that.
First pitch to Jose Lobaton. Fastball, strike one.
Well, big opportunity here for the Rays, and it's going to come against the very tough Aaron Crow. Actually, the very tough back end of this Kansas City Royal bullpen.
Lobaton takes one outside. It's 1-1.
Royal bullpen, and granted, he's come out with 2 runners aboard that are going to be Mendoza's runners, but this bullpen has given up 3 earned runs, a little over 30 innings of work in June.
And a cut and a miss on the fastball, mid-90s from Crow.
Now, doesn't it seem like one guy after the other out of the bullpen can get the fastball up to this velocity? A lot of mid-90s coming out of that pen with good breaking stuff.
Into the dirt, right there to stop it is Perez. He's so good. 2-2.
And that wasn't easy, because that's a power slider in the mid-80s. That really wasn't close. And you've got to slide yourself over there quick. It's a nice job.
Lobaton fouls it out of play. The other thing about Perez, he's got a lot to slide over there. He's a tall catcher.
He's big. Yeah, he's a big boy. You think of some of those guys. Matt Wieters comes to mind, another very good defensive catcher, 6'4", 6'5".
Strike 3 call. Heat right there.
Yeah, and I think that's where Jose Lobaton gets caught, maybe looking for that slider. Because this is a 96-mile-an-hour fastball that catches a lot of white. And Lobaton may be looking for something else, because he's usually going to take a rip at that. That's right down Broadway.
It's the first out of the inning. Chanel Escobar to the plate. Slider misses on the first pitch. 1-0. Escobar, big cut at the fastball. There's Tim Collins, the left-hander. And a strike on the outside edge, says Mike Winters.
Well, you hate to concede that pitch. This is a breaking ball. Looked like it was clearly off the plate. And that goes against Escobar. And you know what? That's the count where it becomes a big swing. 2-1, 1-2. Tough one.
And a swing and a miss. The ball bounds right back to Perez. Well, they went all the way to the backstop, and Perez got one big rebound directly back to him. Jennings was set to come down the line, but he could go nowhere.
Well, a couple of things at play there. Number one, the fact that the last pitch was called a strike is going to now force Escobar to have to chase this. He's not sure. At 5 holes Perez, but look at that carom. Look at, he's going to score. No, he can't do it. Now, the only other good thing is the move up at second base by Luke Scott.
So Scott's at second, Jennings at third. We have another pitching change coming. Brought to you by Metro PCS. Call to the bullpen. Two outs here in the seventh. The kids' favorite rock band is coming to Tropicana Field. The Imagination Movers set to perform on Sunday, June 16th, after the Rays host the Royals during Family Fun Day, presented by the Tampa Bay Times. Everyone's invited onto the field to dance along with the Disney Junior stars. Visit raysbaseball.com/concerts. Tim Collins on in relief, facing Matt Joyce. Lefty on lefty here. Curveball misses. Ball, no strikes.
Tim Collins on for the 26th time. 2-1, 2.53. That's average 218. Very good.
Matt lifts the fly ball to left. Gordon is there to make the catch. Rays put two men on, leave them on. To the eighth, 5-2 KC. Kyle Farnsworth becomes the third Rays pitcher of the game. Rays down 5-2. Moore worked 5 1/3, charged with 5 runs, and Jamie Wright, an inning and 2/3 scoreless. He entered the game with 2 men on. They did not score. Wright picked up a strikeout and now turns it over to Kyle Farnsworth, trying to hold Kansas City here. Rays have 2 shots left.
And that was a very nice job by Jamie Wright.
Mike Moustakas leads off the 8th. Lifts a fly ball into left center, and Luke Scott, who has just taken over there after pinch hitting for Fold. Scott takes care of that fly ball. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Jeff Francoeur. Francoeur struck out, singled, and walked. One strike count to him. Farnsworth worked an inning and 2/3 Wednesday. Third of an inning. The extra inning game Monday, the 14-inning game against Boston. And he strikes out Francoeur looking. 0-2 fastball, mid-90s.
How about this start here for Farnsworth? 1 pitch, 1 out, and then a 3-pitch punch out looking.
The height of efficiency.
Oh, man.
And here is Elliott Johnson, 2 for 3 tonight. Pitch is down. Two and 0. Moore, Wright, and Farnsworth for the Rays. Mendoza, Crow, and Collins for Kansas City. That's a strike, 2-1. Take the count to 2-2. Johnson has come to town with a mission. 3 hits last night, home run, 2 runs scored, 3 runs batted in. It's a triple tonight with a run batted in, a run scored, 2 hits, and a stolen base. So he's done a little bit of everything except hit a double. And he's out on strikes. A 1-2-3-8 for Farnsworth. 5-2 Kansas City.
The score of 5-2. Time now for our AT&T Twitter poll. We asked here earlier, and another revisit about Will Myers, the main piece coming from Kansas City in that December trade with the Rays. When do you think he might be called up? TB1 within 7 days. Hashtag TB2 before the All-Star break. Hashtag TB3 after the All-Star break. Ben Zobrist takes a called strike. Your other two choices are hashtag TB4 during September roster expansion or hashtag TB5 not this season. Tweet your votes to Sun Sports Rays, guys.
All right, Todd, thank you. An 0-1 count to Ben. Putting righty against the left-hander Collins. Takes a fastball in there for a strike. Zobrist, Kelly Johnson do, and Longoria. Ball, 2 strikes. Zobrist is 4 out of 5 lifetime against Collins. Shoots it into center. Lorenzo Cain catches it. So that's the first out. Coming up on Rays Live postgame presented by Checkers. Elliott Johnson stays red hot versus the Rays. We'll talk about that. Joe Maddon's press conference and interviews from the clubhouse courtesy of Barry LeBrock. All of that on Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers. Kelly Johnson. Pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Headed out of play. 1-1. Todd and Orestes will be along to anchor that post game.
I think they're going to talk about the misplays by the fans tonight. They have had a rough night.
There's a lot of video support for that.
Yes. I mean, skillet hands all around.
Oh, a strike call. It's 1-2. What are those characters in the balcony?
I don't know. The Muppets?
Yeah. Remember those
2 crotchety old men?
Swing and a miss. So Kelly Johnson is out on strikes. 2 outs with the bases empty. Evan Longoria his way to the plate.
Tim Collins going to stay in here and face Evan Longoria. He has been extremely sharp. That breaking ball has been, boy oh boy, tight and quick downward 12-6 action. Fastball too.
Longoria takes a strike.
The thing is, Tim Collins not a big guy, but he is able to create good downhill tilt on that curveball. It is late, it spins tight.
And he goes about his business in a hurry.
Yep. Good changeup right there.
What you can do is you can sit in the second row.
And he strikes out Evan with the breaking ball. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays in the 8th. On to the 9th. 5-2 Kansas City. Get ready to fire up the grill in style with a Rays apron modeled after the jerseys the Rays wear. This apron available only by purchasing the Tampa Bay Times ticket tandem for any game during the series against the Royals. Visit RaysBaseball.com/tandems for more info. Great utility, very durable, and good looking. The aprons.
Yeah.
Fernando Rodney will come on to get some work here, trying to hold Kansas City and give the Rays a final shot in the bottom of the ninth. Will face the shortstop, Alcides Escobar, to open the ninth. Then back around to Gordon and Hosmer. The pitch to Escobar is a strike. Fly ball left field. Scott will go to the wall, and he makes the catch up against the wall. So Escobar hit it deep off the changeup. One gone.
Well, Escobar making a bid here. Gets this changeup out over the plate. Just a little bit off the end of the bat, but Luke Scott tracking back to the wall. Makes the catch.
It's Alex Gordon. Red Sox batting in the top of the ninth at Baltimore, and they've just gone out. It's a 2-0 final. The Orioles have beaten Boston. One and one to count. So the Orioles pulled to within a game and a half of first place in the East. Yankees on the West Coast against the Angels. There's a fastball at 95. Puts Rodney ahead of Gordon, 1-2. Broken bat. A little looper into center field. That falls in front of Jennings. Well, the reading on that fastball was 98, and it just broke the bat in half.
How many bats has Gordon gone through tonight?
Yeah, he broke the bat in the 5th inning on the fly ball to right. Watch this bat.
Right off the label. Literally off the label. Into pieces. Did you write that down? Broken bat in the 5th?
I did.
God, I admire you.
Oh, you flatter me so. One strike to count to Hosmer.
I just know the difference between our scoreboards. I still have Jamie Wright in the game.
Runner takes off at a ground ball third base. Johnson makes the throw to first. Well, they had Gordon in motion. Hosmer's out. Third to first. 2 gone. Salvador Perez. Perez takes the pitch down and in, 1-0. Toronto leading Texas in the top of the 8th in Arlington. It's 6-0. Up the left field line. That's going to be fair. Gordon will score. Perez has a double. And Rodney touched for a run here in the 9th.
You know, that's the one thing about Salvador Perez. He's done a great job tonight for being a very aggressive hitter, of staying back on some off-speed pitches. You know, he got the 0-2 hit off Matt Moore off a curveball. Infield was pulled in. He's able to get a line drive into left field, and then here off the changeup from Rodney. Down and away. Look at him lengthen that swing and get out there and around that baseball. He's a little bit out of kilter, but boy, lengthens that swing, and we've seen him do that a couple of times.
Yeah, and here's another guy who could do that, Billy Butler.
How about the hit and run last night?
Yep. Staying
inside that baseball and hitting that chopper to the right side. He's another guy who can manipulate the hands, the bat.
So it's now 6-2, 9 hits for Kansas City. Make it 10. Up the middle, base hit to center. They're going to wave Perez to the plate. He will score. So Butler drives in his 3rd run of the night. 2 runs score here in the 9th, and it's 7-2 Kansas City.
Now Kansas City just keeping their foot on the gas pedal. The Rays have now 4 games against them, and this is exactly what you've seen in every one of them. They just do not quit. And this ball right down the middle, and Billy Butler all over it.
Well, Lorenzo Cain. Cain with a couple of walks. Strike 1. Chopper toward the middle. Escobar with the toss to Zobrist and a barehanded reception on that toss. 2-run score. It's 7-2 Kansas City. At bat here in the bottom of the 9th. Get ready, fans, for Fox Sports 1, America's new 24-hour sports network. Fox Sports 1 will be your home for great live sports, all the news and highlights you want, and shows and specials that only Fox could bring you. Fox Sports 1 coming August 17th. Melvin Herrera will be the new pitcher for Kansas City. They had Greg Holland up for a time until the game no longer was a save situation. And Herrera is on for the 24th time. 3-4 with a 4.24. And here's Loney to face him. Pitch is a strike.
And a lot of MPHs on that heater, as you saw right there, 98. Talk about this Kansas City bullpen and the run that they have been on. Power arms galore.
Fires that one up and away at 99. One and two. We're 4 games against Kansas City, and a team that's supposed to be challenged offensively. The Rays have given up 8 runs, 9 runs, 10 runs, and now 7.
Yeah, Uncle.
Ned Yost trying to get his team to 500. They came in 31 and 33. The Rays coming in at 35 and 31. Two 98, a little wide.
If this game continues to stay like this and Kansas City walks away with the victory, it'll be interesting to see. That was nasty. Goodness.
Well, you see 98, 99, and then you have this.
Yeah, with a sweep and some depth. I mean, look at that thing just tracked down. James Loney trying his best to get down to it. It just kept sweeping on him.
Desmond Jennings. Bounces it foul. Rays have been held at 2 runs, 6 hits. They had 1 run, 6 hits last night. 1 run, 6 hits Wednesday against Boston. Desmond has 2 of the Rays' hits in this game. Base hit in the 4th and a double in the 7th. Managed to find his way into scoring position in the 4th after that base hit. And after he doubled, he was stranded at 3rd in the 7th inning. Takes the count to 3-1. And ball 4. Jennings on for the 3rd time. Game 3 of this series comes your way tomorrow. Our coverage begins at 3:30. Guthrie and Cobb, the pitching matchup. That's a good matchup right there. And Rays Live, the pregame on at 3:30, leading up to the first pitch. Here's Luke Scott against the 23-year-old hard-throwing right-hander. And the pitch is outside. Herrera. It's been a handful of games at AAA Omaha. He came back to Kansas City 10 days ago. Dave Island along with Ned Yost and George Brett in between the two. Dave Island, the pitching coach. George Brett taking over as the interim hitting coach. Jennings will go to second with no problem on indifference. 2-0 the count to Luke Scott. Root reached on an error in the 7th inning, charged to Alcides Escobar. Rays limited to 6 hits in this game. Now 3-0. And this has from time to time been an issue with Herrera. Strong arm, great velocity, and harnessing all of that, the issue.
Last couple of pitches just overthrowing, which is easy to do when you're lighting up that radar gun.
Three and one.
You see, he stayed smooth and free and easy on that delivery and still popped it in there at 98 in the zone. He gets a little wild sometimes mechanically. It looks like he's really trying to gear up the MPH. See right there, Perez telling him just calm it down, give me something right here.
Foul back, going to be out of play.
So important when a catcher does that too, because it's a nice visual of what your mind should be thinking. You know, when they want that 0-2 breaking ball buried and they call the pitch, and that last vision that you have of the glove is them giving you that glove down in the zone, hitting the dirt with it. It's a nice visual to work off of for a pitcher.
Ball 4, he walks Luke Scott. And the Rays get 2 men aboard with 1 out in the 9th. Well, Dave Island trots to the mound. Kansas City will have to get the bullpen up again. Herrera, when he went to Omaha recently, just made 5 appearances down there, and he has very limited time at AAA. Spent the entire season last year with Kansas City, and the year before that, the only other time he'd been at AAA was for a grand total of 17 innings. So as he pitches here today, he pitched 4 2/3 innings this year at AAA. So he's pitched under 22 innings in his career at AAA. A great arm. Lobatone fouls it back. That's a strike.
Now, it's hard to not want to fast track 98, 99 because that plays everywhere. I mean, everywhere. The problem is you got to be able to throw quality strikes with it.
Well, he's 23 years old, and ideally he'd probably not be here. But he's got a major league arm in terms of velocity. High fly ball, right center field. Grandcore has it tracked, and he makes the catch. Tagging at second, going to third is Jennings. 2 outs. Here's Yanel Escobar. Strikeout and a fly ball, sandwiched around back-to-back walks against Herrera, and here is Escobar. Escobar fanned his last time. Swing and a miss. Scott moves to second on indifference. 2 men on, 2 men out. One and one. Rays do not have a hit off the Kansas City bullpen. Pitch up and in, ducked by Escobar.
Well, this right here is 89 miles an hour. This is a changeup by Herrera, but you know what? That ball gets in there so quickly, even at 89. You're thinking ill intent, malintent. Got a quick arm.
2-2. Well, he was in 76 games with Kansas City last year as a rookie. Spent the entire year up there.
Well, that was really the bright spot on this Kansas City Royal team last year, was the back end of that bullpen. Continues to be.
The pitch is high. 3-2.
To make things interesting here, Escobar can get aboard. Get that tying run into the on-deck circle.
Matt Joyce is on deck right now. And the pitch fouled, out of play. So Herrera has made 26 pitches here in the 9th inning. 2 on, 2 out, and a full count to Escobar. And a high foul up the right side. That ball's going to wind up out of play. Herrera unleashed that one at 99.
Well, here's the deal. Can he throw 3 in a row?
There is a question in that.
And we're about to find out.
3-2 again. And a swing and a miss at 98. Escobar went after it and missed it. He strikes out. This game is over. The Rays leave 2 in the 9th inning and drop this game 7-2. Just like we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. A big 4-run 5th inning for Kansas City. The difference, Elliott Johnson tripled into the left field corner. Escobar got him home. Perez single homer run later in the 5th. All part of a 4-run 5-hit inning. They took the lead and never relinquished it in this 7-2 final. With 1 home run hit in tonight's game, a total of $12,000 raised for prostate cancer research. To make a donation, you can go online to homeRunChallenge.org. 7-2 the final. We'll be back with the totals in a moment.